Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nation Talk, where we shine light on the stars. My name is Big State, and I'll be your host tonight. And we have a special guest with us, comedian, young boy about to make it in the industry, Yidi Yangston.
How y'all doing, man? What's up?
So, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm chilling, man. You know what I mean? Relaxing, just cooling, you know what I mean? You know,
Right.
too blessed to be stressed, you know what I mean?
Definitely, I feel that.
But,
So, yeah, let everybody know what you do. You're a comedian, but, get more in depth with it.
Word. I mean, well, I'll give you a little description about me. I'm 22 years old. I've always been fascinated with comedy, man, like at a young age. Well, first of all, I started off as a dancer first, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I've been dancing ever since I was 4 years old, man. Had dance competitions when I was a kid, you know what I mean? I always loved dancing. I always had a passion for it.
Yeah.
And then it transitioned into comedy. And how I got into comedy, I saw Jamie Foxx.
Oh, okay.
He's one of my idols.
That's a good intro.
A good intro, man. Jamie Foxx is one of my favorite idols, man. I just look up to him. The guy's multi-talented, you know. So, you know, I watched a lot of his stand-up growing up, and then, you know, I was really intrigued, you know.
Yeah.
And what really caught me is, you know, he does voice impressions. And then that's when I started, like, really listening to, you know, watching guys on YouTube. And then I watched Jay Farrell. I'm not sure if you know
Jay Farrell. He's the guy that does Jay-Z.
Yeah, on Saturday Night Live.
He's funny,
Yeah. So I started watching a lot of Jay Farrell. And then I'm like, yo, like, I really want to, you know what I mean, I want to try this, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I did it one day. And it's crazy because first person I ever impersonated was Obama.
Really?
Then it was, you know, then it transitioned to other characters.
Okay.
At first I was like, okay, I can impersonate one person.
Yeah.
Big deal. But when people started noticing, like, yo, you can do multiple characters. This is a talent.
Yeah.
It's crazy because people will tell me this, but I want to see the potential in myself.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's normally how it starts out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, even to this day, people will tell me, like, bro, you're good. Like, you're amazing. And then I'm like, yeah, but it's all right. I still got, you know what I mean?
Right.
I still had to do a little bit more improving. You know what I'm saying? I'm only getting better. But, you know, I've always been a hard critic of myself when it came to that.
So when it comes to, like, impersonations, like take me through the process. So, like, Obama, like, what did you do to, like, get his voice down?
You know, it's crazy. How I got Obama was, like, I just started watching a lot of Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx, you know, he was the first to really spark my mind when I saw him impersonating Obama.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned, you know what I mean? But how my process is, you know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to ask me that next as far as my impersonations, how I imitate a voice. I pay attention to the mannerisms.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I hear how they, you know what I mean, their tone. I see how they, you know, project their voice. And I watch how they move.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm really good at that. And I do it, you know, repetitively over and over again. And then I record them. And then I record myself. And I do it into the point where I'm like, okay, it's good enough to a point where it's sounding like them. You know what I mean? Exactly like them. You know what I'm saying?
So how many impersonations can you do?
Man, shit, boy. I could do a lot, man. I could do a lot. You know what I mean? I have a long list, but it's more than 20 people.
Wow. So out of the 20 people, like, who's your favorite?
My favorite, I actually have two favorites.
Okay.
Yeah. I like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And I like Denzel.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I've been looking at your Instagram and, like, I can definitely see the Kevin Hart and Denzel. But, like, you have those down pat.
Oh, appreciate that,
Definitely.
man. You know, it's crazy because Denzel, you know, a lot of famous people, a lot of famous comedians that's in the game, you know, impersonate Denzel real well. And then I was like, you know what, let me try him. You know, because a lot of comedians can do him, you know, really good. But I was like, you know what, let me try it, you know what I mean, practice him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because there's always room for improvement. Always remember that when it comes to anything you do in life, you know what I mean? Like you do something and, you know, it's good though, but you can get better. You can still, you know what I mean, improve on it, you know what I mean? With my Denzel, I'm like, you know what, it sounds like Denzel, but I feel I can do a little better. Even with my Kevin Hart. Okay. You know, first time I got Kevin Hart, I just started screaming from the top of my lungs, acting like a goddamn hooligan in my garage. And then I discovered, oh shit. And I recorded myself. I'm like, yo, this sounds kind of like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
So I started practicing it over and over again. And then over the years, I gotten better. You know what I'm saying? You know.
So you would say that with comedy, like, building up your own confidence has a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah, man. I always had confidence, man. You know what I mean? Because I used to have stage fright.
Okay.
And then, you know what I mean, what really brings my character out, you know what I mean, is me being energetic. You know what I mean? So I feed off the crowd energy because
Right.
I've always been a class clown. I love having the center of attention and shit. I like all eyes to be on me. I like the spotlight.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
when people see me, they're like, "Oh, that's that funny ass nigga. That's that." You know what I mean? That's the dude that does impersonations. He
Right.
also the dude that steals niggas' girls and shit. You damn right, TYB. Don't leave your girl around me. Word is born and shit, man. I
Oh
took
my
a lot
God.
of niggas' girls and shit, and they still mad to this day and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't give a fuck.
So where do you like? All right, so you do comedy. Where have you performed at?
I did a couple of gigs at the Stress Factory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did Scarlet Pub. I did an open mic there. I performed at I had a show recently, a couple Saturdays ago. It was at where was it at? It was at a soul food restaurant, a new soul food restaurant. It's Heaters and whatever the name is.
In Franklin?
Yeah, no, it was in North Brunswick.
Oh, North Brunswick.
Yeah,
okay.
they just opened up, so I believe they're still rearranging the title.
Okay.
They haven't came up with the restaurant name yet, but I did a show there. You know what I mean? It was dope, man. You know, I had my boy, you know, that joined me. You know what I mean? Josh Tinley.
Okay.
You know,
shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him. You know, shout out to my nigga Josh and shit. You know what I mean? You know, one of the up and comers too. You know what I mean? Alongside with me. You know what I mean? But yeah, we performed there. You know, and I did a couple of barbecues.
Okay.
Did
That's nice.
Yeah, did a couple of barbecues. You know what I mean? And I did you know, a couple of more events though, but like years ago. But I forgot. You know what I mean?
So, have you ever done anything in front of the camera yet? Like, I know a lot of, because comedy, they take it, and it's been they take it off the stage now. Like, you know, everyone's in front of cameras and stuff. Have you done that?
What you mean more so like performing, you know, and having somebody film me while I did it?
Yeah, either performing or like even like skits, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was in a video actually a couple of months ago with Ron.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Ron.
Ron. Yeah, shout out to Ron. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? He's one of the, you know what I mean, amazing directors in Franklin. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, you know, he gave me the opportunity to join him in his films. You know, a lot of fun. You know, I did a skit with him. I think I did 3 skits with him.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, so that's basically my first time in front of that high definition camera.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking though, but as far as comedy, no. You know. What I mean? Yeah.
And when you're in front of the camera, like, do you get nervous, or it's just another like spotlight moment?
Yeah, sometimes I do get nervous, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta remind myself, like, yo, let me just be myself. Like,
Right.
do me and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just be me, you know, because that's what I'm good at, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes I get nervous about more so my performance or how well, because like I said, I'm a hard critic of myself, so I want to know that, you know what I mean? You know, I want to know, you know, I'm doing my thing while I'm on camera, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making no mistakes and shit, you know what I'm saying? Everything has to be cohesive, you feel me? You know, and real authentic. So when the viewer watches it, they're like, wow, this guy is amazing. He's very theatrical, you know what I'm saying? And it's well structured, all his skits and what he talks about.
Definitely.
Word up, so.
Yeah, that's good. I can tell you have a passion for comedy, man.
Yeah, man,
Definitely.
I love it, man. And you know, it's crazy, man. Like, I always say these 2 most important quotes that is imprinted in me, that I stand by. You know what I mean? Because I'm a firm believer. I'm hope for the best at every outcome.
Yeah.
Be less presumptuous, more optimistic. Positive outcomes, positive thoughts equals positive outcomes, man.
Wow.
You know what I mean? For real, man, because, you know, in life, you know, we always have setbacks, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But it's only going to prepare you for a major comeback.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes we worry too much, like, oh, I'm not doing this right, and I still do it to this day, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm just, you know, I'm really dedicated to my craft. And I like to put 100% in it. And I like to be on my A game, especially when I'm on stage.
Right.
You know, I like to get that good reception. I like to captivate people's attention. So when they see me, they're like, yo, I love this guy. You know what I mean? And one thing one of my boys told me was, who gives a fuck what anybody thinks of you on stage? Be you. Act a fool. You know, this is you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let loose. You know what I'm saying? And if you just do you act wild. You know what I'm saying? That's who you are. That's who your character are. Don't be afraid to show your true colors while you're on stage. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And I use it to my advantage. And he's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like in comedy and music, you know, in acting, you got to find yourself. And then allow the people to love you for who you are. Like, you can't try to, like, get into the field of comedy and then be like, all right, let me act exactly like this person. You know, because everyone already accepts it.
But you know, the thing is, that's what a lot of people do, and that's their biggest downfall.
Yeah.
I understand there's a lot of competition out there, but you can't compare yourself to the next man.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about being innovative, you know, being creative, you know what I mean? What can I do to spark the brain? Because that's what I go for. I'm not like every other comedian out here. I'm not like everybody else because I think differently from most people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I practice what I preach. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, none of this is, you know what I mean, all bogus or he's just talking, running his mouth because it sounds good. Like, nah. Like, everything I say is, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I make sure everything's on point. I keep it real. You feel me? But yeah, you know what I mean? Most people, that's you know, that's their issue. You know what I mean? You got artists out here. You got, you know, whatever career, you know, whatever career they're in. You know, most people like, oh, I got to do this. You know, this person did this better than me. So I'm in competition with them. I got to do this. You know what I mean? I got to step my game up. Like, nah. And then they get very apprehensive. And then they wonder why they have a lot of anxiety. Like, oh, and then, you know, they got a lot of shit they got to deal with in their life, and then they're like, oh, you know, they like to blame other people for their bullshit, you know. So, yeah, man, you know, I just feel like you got to love what you do, you know, and, you know, just give it your all.
Yeah. Now, a question I want to ask you, because I know you know, you have a, I guess, a good zeal for this. And the question I want to ask is, when you're pursuing your dream and your vision, right? You know there are people out there that aren't going to support you right away. Thanks. So just let people know, like, how to get through that and, you know, to just, like, block all that out. I mean, what is it that you do? Like, what's your mindset on, like, people that don't support and, like, I guess, haters too?
Yeah, you know, me personally is, you know, I have tunnel vision. You know what I mean? So I have a third eye. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I really... You know, I ain't gonna lie, distractions or sometimes people's negative feedback gets to me. And sometimes I take it personal, but I always got to remind myself. I have self-awareness. So I realize how I react to certain things, you know what I mean, without somebody telling me. So sometimes I got to catch myself and like, okay, man, this is just a part of the game. You know what I mean? It comes with the good and bad. That's you know what I mean? It just comes with the territory. You just got to, either have a choice. You can either, you know, give into it, or just, you know what I mean? If it don't apply, let it fly. Word is bond. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I don't let shit get to me. You know what I mean? Before, a couple years ago, I would have let it. You know what I mean? I took a lot of things personal. Oh, this person don't like me. He doesn't like, you know, my impersonations. You know, this person's calling me this. This person thinks I'm a clown. Nah, I don't care no more. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because I know my true talents. You know what I mean? And then you're going to be the same person talking shit about me, but when I want to come up, you know, I'm like, oh, what's up, man? What's good? I knew, you know what I'm saying, you was going to make it, really, nigga. Really? Come on, man. But you know what I mean? That, like I said, man, that's just, you know, that's how it goes, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, success is the best revenge.
That's definitely true. Because I can remember a time like when I dropped out of college and I started doing jazz, you know, and nobody was responsive. And I was just like, man, like, I really love this. And I think half the reason why I transferred from jazz to having my own band, which is called Young Instruments, and then from that to like starting to do like hip hop was simply because I was just like, damn, like, I'm just like thinking about what other people think about me. And so when I finally stopped at hip hop, I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna be my own person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna care.
So not to interrupt you, but you wasn't getting no support.
I was getting support, but not the support that I was used to, because when I was doing sports, I had all the support in the world. Why? Because I was doing good at it. Just like your brother, you know, like he can attest to it too. And it's different. Like, your mind becomes trained to say, okay, like, I know what support is like, so I'm gonna get it no matter what I do. But what I didn't realize was I was in high school and I was building up 4 years worth of support. So by the time I got to senior year, I was like, oh, okay. Like, now it makes sense. So I just started rapping not even a year ago, what kind of support am I supposed to get? I only did jazz for not even 6 months. What kind of support was I supposed to get in 6 months? Right. You know? So that's why, you know, I tell people now, like, when they first start something and they get, you know, down about, like, no one's liking my stuff, like, I'll even tell you, you know, even if you do it for a while, like, it just takes a minute for people to, like, really catch on. And if they're not catching on where you're from, like, move on. You know,
if they're not gravitating towards it, then, you know what I mean, it's like, but as long as you love it, you know what I mean? And,
exactly.
You know what I mean? But, you know, most of the time, everybody's going to criticize you regardless, because that's not something they're used to.
Exactly.
They're used to the, you know what I mean, the everything else being redundant, hearing the same sound or everything, you know what I mean? They're used to how they used to seeing you, you know what I mean, in your previous, you know what I mean, field or whatever music. Exactly. You know what I mean? But, you know, like I said, man, it's just about being innovative, and if you're different, and what I like is, you know, I support people that are unique, you know what I'm saying? And there's something different that I'm not used to hearing, you know what I mean? Right. But yeah, you know, people, like I said, people are always going to criticize. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Or some people are not going to support. Like me personally, I'm a big jazz head. Okay. You know what I mean? I love jazz. You know, I listen to a lot of Mozart. You know, love 70s music too. Okay. You know what I mean? I have a very old soul when it comes to music too. You know what I mean? So if you love hip hop, but and you like jazz as well, you should incorporate that.
Yeah, because one thing, it's funny because I can actually, you know, compare the two, which is like for you, a comedian, Dave Chappelle, he loves jazz, like, and he'll incorporate it into his shows sometimes, you know, which is, you know, just interesting how he incorporates the music, and, you know, like he brings two worlds together, you know, and, you know, that I like that because it's just, he recognizes one creative to another, and it's just like, man, like, you know, you're not appreciated, or, you know, we can just work together and make this thing even bigger than what you are or what I am. And I definitely like that. That's actually a good idea. We should try that.
Yeah, man. Word up. Like, you know, it's crazy. One of my events that I performed at, I told them, you know what I mean, because it was a real older crowd, you know what I mean, it's like, you know, some elderly people, a lot of grown folks there. So, you know, I was like, you know what, let me cater to them. So I was like, you know what, I'm good at improvising. I saw them, so I was like, you know what, let me cut on a 70s jam. So, you know, I came out, you know what I mean, dancing, you know, I saw some old people dancing, so I'm like, you know, like, you know what I mean, you going to catch a young brother like me going to them clubs dancing like an old man with the little suspenders doing a little, you know what I mean? So, you know, they started laughing to that, so they was like, okay, I like that, you know what I mean? But I felt it was real dope that I incorporated that. And I came up with that right on the spot.
So that's definitely like a major key to being a comedian.
Yeah, it like improv.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like getting the crowd involved. You know, because it's crazy because when I was, I used to perform, you know, I used to go by what was scripted, you know, rehearse in my head, but then I realized, you know what, a good comedian, somebody is an OG in the game. You know what I mean? Shout out to Get Right. You know what I mean? He told me, like, look, youngin, whenever you're performing, when you lose your train of thought, just improvise. Talk to the crowd. Go off the top. And then I promise you, you'll get right back to, you can rehearse that shit, get right back to your original writtens. And he's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to remember everything that I wrote. Okay. And it helps me even to this day. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Wow, that's good. So, one last question for you.
What up?
What do you have, you know, in the works, like in the future? Like, you have any shows? Do you have any like new material?
Like me personally, I don't like to discuss it too much, but you know, but I could do it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You cool as hell. You know what I mean? You know word is born. So I have a future project I'm working on. It's basically a parody album. Okay. Me impersonating rappers.
Oh wow.
And putting it on, incorporating jokes and music. You know what I mean? How I got the idea, I was inspired by Affion Crockett.
Okay, I heard of the name
from Wildin' Out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Affion Crockett, and he had a album called Watch the Clone with him making fun of rappers.
Kind of like Watch the Throne.
Yeah, right. But he changed it to Watch the Clone. Watch the Clone. So pretty much dope. What I did was I was really, really amazed on how dope it was. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Let me step my game up and do it a little different than he did. The only difference is I want to really put my heart into like really rapping.
Right.
I've never did it before.
Okay.
But I'm still in the beginning stages, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, you know what I mean? I still got to go over the drawing boards, you know what I mean? Still got
Yeah.
a lot of practicing to do. But yeah, that's one of my future projects, man.
That's
you know,
very exciting. to
yeah,
hear that,
man, got an album and I want to impersonate rappers, you know, and I want to give you that real feel.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, if I was impersonating Drake or Kendrick,
Right.
you know what I mean? I'm not only going to be impersonating their voice, but I'm impersonating the way they rap,
Right.
their style, you know what I'm
So
saying?
when it comes to like the music and all that, are you doing like original music or are you doing music that, you know, is theirs?
Music that is theirs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's a challenge to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, doing things basically rapping to the similar way they do.
Mm-hmm.
And basically giving the hardcore fans the same sound
Yeah.
and beats, or, you know what I mean, that they're used to hearing Kendrick or J. Cole or you know what I mean, Drake, you know,
Right.
that they listen to, you know what I mean? So that's basically what I'm trying to go for.
Okay.
But you know, that's in the works, you know what I'm saying? You know, I tell people all the time they got to be patient.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm still working though, but I got a couple of more open mics I do, you know, locally. So, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? And I like to give public announcements so the people will know.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
word up.
All right, so last thing, just let everyone know where they can reach you at, like on social media.
Oh, word, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can reach me, my YouTube channel, Yidi Yangston, 1994. Subscribe, you know what I mean? My IG, Yidi Yangston. Snapchat, Langy Lang, you know what I'm saying? Top of the food chain, the new Mrs. Still Your Girl. Like I said, don't leave your girl around me, you know what I mean?
True player for real.
Word is bond. You already know this shit, man. So yeah, you know what I mean? That's where you can get at me, you feel me?
Awesome. All right, man. Thank you for being on the second episode
No problem.
of Nation Talk, and that's a wrap.
Facts, man. We out.